learn how to harness the power of social media. So this is where you want to be in marketing right now. Social media is such a big marketing channel that you need to be in. It's a no-brainer to get on social. So if you aren't on social media, I'm telling you now, get on social media. It will give you the opportunity to connect with your customers directly, increase your brand awareness, and tell your unique story. All right, so why you should be on social. So social media is an integral part of your business's marketing strategy. Social platforms allow you to connect with your customers, increase your brand awareness, boost your sales, and as I said before, tell that unique story. So the number of users on social media just keeps increasing. The platforms continue to grow, more people are jumping on, and businesses with a strong social media presence and a sense of brand are more likely to convert those followers into purchasing customers in comparison to those who aren't effectively running their social media platforms. So I've just put 10 little points here on why you should be on social media. Firstly, to build that brand awareness. Secondly, communicate your business values and your business's vision. Thirdly, show authenticity, and that will help you connect with your ideal consumer. Then we've got number 4, encourage engagement. So encourage that interaction with people. We've got grow your business affordably. Social media is free unless you're either paying somebody to do it or you're using the sponsored paid stuff. But bottom line, it's free, so it's a no-brainer to be on there. We've got communicate to your consumer directly. So social media allows you to just show up, target your consumer and chat to them right there and then. It's easy to keep them updated. It's easy to keep them in the loop with what's going on in your business. Then we've got create a community. So you can create a real community of people who have your back, are connected with you, and it's like your little tribe. Then we've got number 8, you can easily target your market. Number 9, obviously increase your sales. And number 10, which is my favorite, once again, tell your story.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's an important one.
Next slide.
Next slide. All right, so what platforms are a no-brainer? So on here, if I were recommending 2 platforms for you, I would definitely say Facebook and Instagram. Instagram, I'm sure you've all heard of both of these, but Instagram allows you to share your company in quite a creative and fun way. And it doesn't need to be anything over the top professional. It can be quite casual and genuine, and it's just going to open you up to a new world of consumers. And then we've got Facebook, which is very similar to Instagram. It just targets a slightly older demographic. So yet again, I would recommend being on both Instagram and Facebook and not just choosing one or the other. And you can cross-credit all of your content as well. So just posting the same things on both platforms is absolutely fine. Facebook will allow you to gather your customers, provide reviews, share your opinions, voice your concerns, and just create that community connection. Also, the modern day consumer is likely to check out your social media platform before they make that purchase or buy your service, use your service. So that's why it's super important to have the account set up properly. Everything's looking slick, sharp, fresh, and obviously it's just like an integral part of your brand in this modern day society is having a social media that looks good. And B, that it's running properly. So you're providing content consistently, you're providing content that your customers value, and yeah, just showing up and showing off your business.
I'm not doing that.
Gotta do it. Go to the next one. All right, and then this is the big question that we're always getting asked. How can I grow my following and maximize my reach? And this is obviously a big part of social media because you don't want to be posting on social media if you've got 0 followers. So personally, from my perspective, you need to stand out from the crowd. So obviously social media can be quite oversaturated at the moment. There's a lot of people that are realizing I need to get on social media, I need to start doing this properly. So in order to stand out in comparison to your competitors, you need to be yourself, be genuine, be real, and just show up as your most authentic self. Show off your service, show off your product, and make those connections. Show people that you're a real, genuine, raw human. Don't don't try and show up as anybody that you're not, but just be yourself.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point, because I think we sort of feel like we have to put on this persona when we're, especially on social media and in video stuff I do, put on this persona of being someone that we're not. And then I think that's counterintuitive in the end, because counterproductive, because what I do and what I tell my clients is just be as authentic as yourself, be yourself, and then you will attract the type of people that you want to work with, who are like you, who have similar values and interests, and you'll find you get a much better connection. So you're not fighting it as much, it's more natural.
Yeah, definitely attract those aligned clients.
Yeah.
All right, then we've got the second point here is to supply your followers with quality content. So this is both in terms of imagery and video being one. Thanks, Andy. Make sure that what you're posting is good quality. You want your page to look good, and the imagery is obviously going to be a really big element of that. And then we've also got the captions and the copy that you're posting as well. So ask yourself, even write this down, and you could do it as a little exercise later. Ask yourself what your followers want to see, because you want this content that you're putting out to be valuable to them. And ask yourself what your followers get out of following you. Why are they going to click that follow button? Why are they going to read your content? Why are they going to interact and engage with your account? So those two questions: what do my followers want to see, and what do my followers get out of following me? Create posts that are unique, fun, and add that value to your customer's life. And then we've got the third point here: engage. So engage with your audience, comment on their posts, follow new people, grow your network, because social media is for being social. Don't be shy to follow somebody new. Don't be shy to comment on their post, because in return, they'll probably likely do that back to you. And that's what you want at the end of the day, to maximize that reach and grow that following. And then we've also got use call to actions at the ends of your post. So you might do a little post, and at the end, you might ask your follower to share this post with a friend. You might ask them to like the post, or you might ask them to comment something on the post. And that's again going to help with the algorithm. It's going to increase that engagement and increase your brand awareness.
What about hashtags? Are they still relevant?
Yeah. So definitely, I still use hashtags for all of my clients. They're not as relevant as they used to be, but you do still want to be using them on your post just to get your content out, give it that little bit more of a further push. And you can use local hashtags. For example, if you've got a business in Mangawhai, like all of us, you want to be hashtagging Mangawhai, hashtagging NZ businesses, hashtag Mangawhai business. So do a little bit of research into that, and you can buy hashtag banks as well. You've just got a big bank of hashtags, but make sure you're sprucing it up and using different ones on each post. And then I've got my last point here, which is keep consistent. So this is a really important point here in maximizing your reach. So you want to be consistently posting and following the trends. And at the moment, video is trending. So you want to be making that extra connection. And yeah, obviously we've got Reels. I'm not sure how many you've heard about Reels, but if you haven't, after this webinar, go away and have a look at some Reels and start thinking of some creative ideas on how you can create some Reels that your customers want to be seeing. So those are my points on how you can stand out from the crowd. But bottom line, just being yourself and showing off your service offering, being real, being raw, being consistent, and supplying your followers with content that they actually want to see.
Yeah, I struggle a bit with consistency. Like if I'm doing an interesting shoot and I've got all this cool imagery, I'll have stuff to do, but then there'll be lean weeks when I've got nothing. But it's just about having a plan. Definitely. Like we work off the content calendar system. So on a Monday, I'll go through and plan all of our content, all of our clients' content for the week, write all of their captions, source all of their photos, and that just sets us up for the week ahead, that we've got this plan in place, and we're not going to get to the end of the week and think, shoot, oh no, I haven't done any posts this week. So if you do have a little snippet in your week where you can put aside some time to just plan and plan out some posts, then that's perfect. Fantastic. Next slide. All right, cool. And then we've got the big question: what should I be posting on social media, and how often should I be posting on social media? So a lot of people come to me because they're stuck on the ideas. What do I post?
nothing sort of blossoming, and they're unsure of how often that they should be actually showing up on social media. And for some, this can be quite scary. It can be quite foreign, the whole social media world, and I totally get that. So here's a couple of little ideas. So firstly, you can show up on your stories. So stories are casual and fun. You don't need to overthink these. Just get on, put something up. Nothing, something's better than nothing. And you can, for story ideas, you could do little behind the scenes. You could do snippets into your daily life. Have we just got a little question about volume wise?
Oh, yeah.
I can't hear Shannon. Oh, is somebody not muted?
Is the person speaking who's very up and down volume wise and mumbling? So maybe you need to be a bit closer.
Do I need to be a bit closer? Is that any better, Leslie?
I'll bring you in.
Little rearranged technology. It never works, but
That should be better.
is that any better, Leslie?
Yeah.
Yeah, surely. All right, let's keep going. No big ramble. So yeah, show up on your stories, show little weekly snippets behind the scenes. Just get on there and talk to the camera and post it. And then we've also got your posts on your feed. So these are a bit more thought through. You want these to have a little bit more value behind them. And you want to be posting at least once a week on your feed, ideally 3 times a week, but at least once a week. And the reason I say 3 times a week is these 3 core pillars that we've got here on the screen. So we've got educational, inspirational, and connectable. And if you're stuck for content ideas, it comes back to these 3 points. So these are the content types that you want to be supplying your follower with. So educational content, obviously that's anything to do with tips, tricks, where your followers actually learning something from you and they're getting this free value out of your account. And when you give them that something for free, they're going to feel more connected to your brand. They're going to feel more connected to you, and then they're going to be more likely to buy your service or purchase your product. Secondly, we've got the inspirational content. So this is any type of content that inspires your follower. It makes them feel motivated. It might be a nice quote. It might be a success story of a client that you have, but anything that just sparks a little bit of inspiration and it lifts them up. And then we've also got the pillar of connectable content. So this is content that encourages your follower to feel more connected to you. So it might be stuff about you personally, about your brand, your values, stories about your life. You don't want to sort of cross that line of being too personal, but you do want to just show up as a genuine, real person and create that connection with your follower. So another little exercise that you could do after this webinar would be jotting down these 3 pillars: educational, inspirational, and connectable, and writing some little post ideas of what you can do under them. So if educational, I gave you the idea of tips and tricks, but what kind of tip that relates to your business can you talk about? So for example, if you had a food product, you might share a little recipe for your follower, and they're going to obviously get value out of learning that new recipe for free, feel more connected to your brand, and so on from there.
Like a good educational one for me is like giving tips on how to create video content a certain way that's effective, and you feel like you're giving away your knowledge for free, and that's might be, I want to keep my IP to myself, but by sharing it you open up people to work with you more. They trust you, build trust, build engagement.
Yeah, definitely.
And and it all comes right back to you.
Yeah, and those 3 pillars, like if you are feeling stuck on like, what should I be posting, just come back to these 3 things. And in the mix also, obviously you want to be selling too, so sell will come under inspiration, and you could do little subtle sales on social media as well, but just remember those 3 pillars: educational content, inspirational content, and connectable content.
So for your clients, do you recommend that they do one of each a week?
Yeah, so that's how we roll. We do 1 a week. We might swap it out sometimes if there's a double up or there's a specific post we want to be doing, but we usually stick to 1 a week, and it just keeps a good variety in the content that you're supplying. People aren't going to get bored because there's always something new and fun and exciting, and if you're always just posting the same sort of thing, it will get a little bit old. So it's just a good way to keep it all spruced up.
Fantastic. Is it me next?
Yeah.
Cool. You just got a couple of questions here you can have a ponder.
Those at the end, eh?
Yes. So a bit about video. So in what ways can video help with my business? This is a great question. Who came up with this one? But first, I'll give you a few stats just to give you a bit of perspective. And I know we're all on social media. We all see the amount of video content there, and it's over 80% today is of all content viewed online is video. So it is huge, and consumers named video as the #1 type of content they'd like to see from brands. And I know from most people I speak to, video, like obviously the social media and specifically creating video content is on their list of to do, but it's generally at the bottom of the list because some people are not into doing it. They feel self-conscious, or they go, oh, it's too hard basket. But it definitely pays dividends because 93% of marketers, is it marketers or marketeers? Marketeers.
No, whatever you want to call it.
So 93% of marketers posting video on social media say it's landed them a customer. So it's definitely very, very, very effective. And as a business owner, you may not think of yourself as a marketer, but you are. It's a key part of running a business, and you're pretty much marketing or selling yourself all the time, eh?
Yeah.
Generating interest, leads, and generating customers. So you're selling yourself, selling your brand, and selling your product or service all the time. And video really is the most powerful way to communicate online. You're getting across so much information in such a short space of time, and if done correctly and consistently, it can really pay dividends. And so it's an easy win is to simply combine social media and video content, and you can supercharge your business's customer engagement and lead generation, which is what we're all about. Most people's goals around using video for their business is to increase sales, be that through generating leads, building trust. There's all sorts of ways. Other types of video. So yeah, increasing sales is the most common goal, but then there's other ways that video can help, which we'll go over later. I'm on the next slide yet. So the great thing about social media is that you can get this amazing content in front of your target market very easily. It's free too, unless you go down the paid route. And the great thing about Mangawhai and the Kaipara region is there's huge membership of the local community pages. So there's the Mangawhai community group, there's the Mangawhai locals, and then if another good one is Mangawhai, is it local businesses? Yeah. That's really good if you're in the sort of B2B space, getting out there. And I know on the community page, you're allowed to post about your business once a week, which I don't maximize the use of, but that's a fantastic way of getting your message out in front of your target market. The other option for a reasonably small cost is you can do some paid social media marketing to get your video content in front of even more of your target market. So you can really drill down and select who's going to see your ads or your video or your social or your posts, and you can select your target market by their age, gender, location, their line of work, their interests. People traveling into Mangawhai, you can select all these things. So there's another powerful option. So the next slide from me is what types of videos are best for my business. So this is a good question that I get a lot, and it all depends on your goals and where your clients are at in the funnel. So I'm assuming you'll be aware of what like a marketing funnel is. Your people who are not aware of you or your business are not in the funnel, but as soon as they become aware of your business, they enter the funnel, and your job is to take them all the way down to the bottom where they become a customer, or a repeat customer would be even better. And there's different ways to take people through that process. So obviously at the beginning of the process, we do brand promos. So this could be just a general sort of overview of your business, maybe highlighting a common problem that your product or service solves, introducing you and how you can solve people's problems. That's always a good one. Explainer videos are good. Like a lot of people have businesses or a product or a service where it's not simple. It's not just electrician or retail, or that you have a product that solves a complex problem. So a video is a fantastic way of getting, because you probably know exactly what to put in that type of video, because you'll get these questions all the time about your business, and you go, oh, what about this? And then you can put that all in an explainer video, and it saves you from having to repeat yourself all the time, but it perfectly details what you're doing. And then as we go further down, we can do testimonials and case studies. Testimonials are a great way to build trust, because if people see someone else having a great experience with your business, that's a really good way, and they're easy to do.
We're running a bit low on time. 9:50.
We're going, aren't we? We're going.
We could just chat about this.
We thought we'd be short.
We can keep Diane in the prize story.
Yeah, it's all good. So yeah, that's a bit about video marketing and the types of videos. I covered all that, and then I'll just pop on to some my top hits and tips. I've lost the power of speech. So 5 tips. So stop the scroll. So obviously social media is a scroller's paradise, and so your video needs to pack a punch in the first 5 seconds. They say about 5 seconds before people switch off. They want to be engaged, and that's quite a skill. So you could use the very best footage you have, or pose a question that intrigues your target demographic is a good way to start. Tell a story. This is one of the top ones, as Shannon's talked about as well. Everyone can relate to a story, and there are many ways to tell one, from product focused storytelling to a client testimonial online. I do a lot of visual storytelling, so not like physically, verbally telling a story, but using the video to take you through a process. But yeah, there's all sorts of tips around there. And then number 3 is really important too. So you got to aim right at the target. A lot of people will just try and create content that appeals to everyone. It's quite vanilla, I think is the phrase. But to be really effective, you need to know who your target customer is, their demographic, their age, what their interests are, why they would like your product, and really intertwine that in the video so you're targeting just at them. Number 4, nail that thumb. So the thumbnail is the image that you, when you're scrolling, as you see the image, and that decides whether you're going to click it or not. So it has to be engaging and, oh, I want to click on that. So you can either choose the frame yourself from the video, or make up your own thumbnail with graphics and text on it as well. That's easy enough to do, because otherwise if you've invested all this money and effort into a video, and then the thumbnail is just maybe a blank screen or someone with like a funny face, then it's not going to be, you're not going to get as much bang for your buck. And then finally, just don't forget the call to action, the CTA. So people, obviously, again, you've invested time and money in this video, but at the end of the video, you want to tell your clients what you want them to do. Do you want them to sign up for more information? Do you want them to buy now? We want them to buy now, or find out more information. So you want to tell them what to do, because they will, psychologically, they will take that action more often than not if it wasn't there. Oh, that was a verbal.
All right, and then we've got, I'll run through this super quick because I know that we're a bit short on time and we want to get to this prize drawing Q&A, but we just wanted to give you a few helpful tools to help you flourish on social. So I've got a few recommendations on here, so we want to jot these down. We've got Canva. So this is a super basic design app where you can design things for your stories or your posts. Super easy to use.
Lots of templates as well.
Yeah, there's lots of templates that you can just flick things in. We've got Lightroom, which is a photo editing app. It's like a basic version of Photoshop. And we've got this little black and white logo here, which is Unsplash, and this is a really good one. For free stock imagery. So sometimes we'll be running low on images. We don't have time to just constantly be creating and paying for a photographer to, get our photos. So you can jump onto Unsplash and download any images on there for free. And you can literally just type in anything you want. There'll be a world of photos in there for you to choose from, and you can use that on your social media platforms as well. And then we've also got Pinterest, which is a really nice place where you can sort of feel inspired, create little vision boards on how you want your brand to be perceived online. It might be the color palette. You might pin ideas for content that you want to be posting about, or images that you'd like to recreate. So they would be my top 4 app recommendations for flourishing on social.
And then just 2 more for video. Beatleap is a good one if you're doing tackling your own video content just with your phone. Then Beatleap is a great way that pulls in all your clips that you want, and you can do graphics and text and music, and cool. It's quite an effective way. And then obviously the old the old favorite iMovie or whatever your video editing app is on your phone. So yeah, it's all there. It's all there to help you flourish on social. So just to wind things up.
Yeah, so we've just left a little quote for you here. So social media creates communities. So providing brands the unique opportunity to have a direct relationship with their customers. So if you're not on social, definitely get on social. And if you're sort of on the journey where you're wanting to level up your social, do invest the time to, do it properly. Provide that good content in both imagery and the captions, and follow these little tips that we've just given you. Hopefully that will help you level up your social game a little bit.
Fantastic. So we've got some questions here come through, and then you can add yours to it if you have any more now. Hey Shannon, this is from Rochelle. A question about the ages that you target on Facebook versus Insta. Do you know the main median age that use each of the platforms?
Ooh, I'm not sure of the exact metric off the top of my head, but obviously it's a very broad market, both Instagram and Facebook. But yeah, Instagram is definitely targeting slightly younger, although there are a few, there's always going to be a few older demographic people on Instagram as well. And then Facebook is a slightly older demographic. And then if you're talking like even young, you'll probably be looking at like TikTok. But yeah, they're on both channels. So we're on both Instagram and Facebook, and we're crossing over on both. But the majority of the younger demographic is on Instagram, and the majority of the older demographic is on Facebook. But probably wouldn't put it down to an exact age or an exact number.
Yeah, I haven't been on TikTok yet. I'm scared.
No.
I'm scared of
TikTok. Oh, you'll get addicted if you're already addicted to Instagram. Watch out.
And then Jess has a question: tips for good image quality.
Can I answer that one?
Yeah, so for me, light is paramount. Like whenever I'm taking a picture, this might seem quite basic, but for whenever I'm taking a picture outside, I've always got the sun behind me, so we're lighting the subject. I use the rule of thirds, so your psychologically your brain is more is more attracted to imagery that is use this rule of thirds. So if you just divide your frame of your camera lens or your picture that you're seeing about your photo into thirds and just try and align and things in those ways, you can really come up with really sort of stunning images. Like this image now, this is roughly the thirds, like horizontally. You got the sky, the ocean, and then the and that oh yeah, that speaks to me. What else? Just, I mean, it doesn't really matter the camera. I mean, unless you're doing sort of the higher end video stuff, but you can come up with some great images.
Yeah, and just making sure the photo's clear and crisp and not blurry or pixelated, I think is really important. Yeah, and you can take good photos on your phone. I think it's also good to, like with the brand on social media, if you're launching, it is good to invest in a photographer and get proper photos done just to add into the mix there.
Yeah. Is there a scheduling platform you'd recommend to schedule posts at the start of the week?
Good question, Jodie. So yes, there are a lot of scheduling platforms out there. Personally, I don't actually use these for any of our clients. We do all of our posting organically. And the reason behind this is if you do use an outsourced app, Instagram will recognize this and it can lower your engagement. Although you're still going to get likes and you're still going to get the word out there, and it's better to use a scheduling app and actually get the photo on there rather than not use it at all. I do have like a content calendar system that I use, so I'll put all the photos and the captions in there at the start of the week and just save them into my drafts in Instagram. And if you did want that template, just send me, I can leave my email in this chat and just send me an email. I can share that template with you for you to use. But some good scheduling, probably the best one I would say would possibly be Later if you're wanting to do scheduling. And I think there's a Facebook and Instagram direct through Business Suite as well. So Business Suite or Later if you are wanting to use the scheduling. Right. Otherwise, contact me and I can give you our little content calendar template for free as well.
And I just thought about another tip that is quite good. I see a lot of people, they've got back to video. They've got a video and it's on YouTube, and then they post the link to Facebook, And that's a bit of a no-no because you want to be posting natively, because Facebook is Facebook and YouTube is Google, so they're competitors. So the algorithms will not show that video, the YouTube link on Facebook as much as if you uploaded the video natively to Facebook.
That's a good
There's
tip.
those free
I
tips
didn't
you
know
can
that
have.
one.
No worries. So that's a good one. And then what else have we got? Danica, there's a good app called In Preview where you can plan out your feed to see what it will look like.
Yes, good tip.
Is that where you get the big 9 shots in one?
Yeah, and you
one
can
image?
sort of see how your feed's going to look. That's a really good tip. Thanks, Danica.
And Marianne, Beat Leap. Yes, that's the one.
Okay, good. I just wanted to check the spelling.
Oh, yes, that's the one.
Did you want to drop my email in there too so I can get that template?
I will.
Off me, if they would like it. That's hello.
Is it?
.co.nz. So yeah, if you do want the little template where you can put your images in and write all of your captions for the week, just send me an email and I'll share that with you. It's just on Google Sheets, so it's a good way to plan your content for the week.
Cool.
Do we have any other questions?
No, I think we're good. Are you ready for the draw?
The best part. I'm excited.
Feeling lucky. So how are we going to do this? We're going to...
Cool. We're just going to stop the share and we're going to open up a new screen so that you can all see.
Actually, before we do this, Corinne, would you be able to talk about Corinne or Ali talk about the membership of the MBA? Because we've got some non-members here who might want to know more.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, cool. So team, so nice to have members here and anyone else in the community, and that's what our association is about, inclusive for all. And these networking events are for you guys to attend and just see if you like what we're doing and participate wherever you can and reap the benefits of doing things as an inclusive group for the whole community. So if you're keen on joining up to the MBA, you can there's two ways to do it. You can either click on the Join Us button on our website, mangawhai.co.nz, or you can email our lovely Ali, membership@mangawhai.co.nz. The membership's $120 for a year. The benefits, which Ali, if you're interested, she can also return your emails. The benefits are attending wonderful things like this, which we're planning our whole year event schedule at the moment. Obviously, COVID's tripped us all up, so we'll probably be running a lot more events virtually online, and we're talking about breakfast networking events and even getting back to occasionally our business after 5, which is sort of around 5-ish. Every month or so. Love to hear your feedback as to what works best for you guys too, because we all have busy lives. The other benefits are once you pay your membership, you are welcome to be listed on our business directory on the website. So if you haven't seen those, go check out our business directory and the tiles of the different industries, and you get a listing in there, which we have a huge success where new people that come in and looking for, different services and products jump on there and have a good look around. So that's included in your membership and attending any events as well. What else do we do, guys, as part of the membership? We also will profile. Shannon looks after our social media, so we pick a business every month or maybe 2 a month and just do a shout out to them on our social pages. So that's another benefit for members that have joined up.
I'll just come in here about the business after 5s. I've just put a little note there in the chat about getting in contact me about membership or anything else about the MBA. But if you're interested in hosting a business after 5, that's what it's all about. As a business, you can be the hosts and showcase your business. Now, you may not have a premises. You might not have a physical office or factory or what have you, but we could just go along to one of the local cafes or restaurants. We're not expecting a big banquet or whatever. It's a few nibbles and a a glass of wine, or, you know, maybe just even in your own home. But it's the main thing, it's about you. And if you are interested in doing this and want to know more, or we can work together on how best it could be arranged for you, please just send me an email on that same email address, membership@mangawhai.co.nz. And so, you know, we'd like to have one every month. So we'd like to get that going again very soon. So now that COVID's a bit more sociable, so let's get cranking. Thanks.
Awesome.
Thanks, Ellie.
Right.
Do it.
The moment you've all been waiting for.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm just going to share a screen here, and we're going to got it going.
Can you see the name? Can everyone see the name picker? Colin, can you see that?
We can see that there.
Yeah,
and
perfect.
so what we do a
All right, so you have to be on the call to win. So if they're not here, too bad.
too bad, how sad. I was going to unmute people, wasn't I?
Yeah, if you want to unmute your mic too, so we can hear the happy 2000.
Can you just check that my name's not on twice? Because I think I'm on as Chris and I'm on as Chris Perkinson, please.
Yes, thanks, Chris.
Thank you. Chris.
Oh, yes, she is on there twice.
Um,
That was honest.
And we unmuted. Hang on. How do I unmute? Mute all. I don't know how to unmute all.
That's all right. Feel free to unmute your mic if you'd like. There we go.
Okay, here we go.
All right. Ooh, I'm excited.
Here we go. Pick random name.
Aiden!
Aiden!
Yay!
Hold
Crazy.
on. Hold the line. I won something.
Yay!
Thanks, Dave. That's amazing. That mean I have to spend time with you? I have to spend time with you, Andy?
Yeah. Afraid so, mate. Afraid so.
Good, good.
Well, that's cool. Well done, everyone. Well done, Aiden. And thanks, everyone, for listening. I hope that
Thanks,
was
guys.
valuable and you got some tips. And yeah, please give us feedback. This is the first one we've done. So if there was other things you were after, or anything else us as the MBA can do.
Yeah, and if there's any other questions that pop up throughout the day, feel free to flick us both a message on our social platforms, and we're happy to help out and answer anything. But thank you for jumping on.
Thanks so much, Andy and Chanel. Fantastic.
No worries.
Thanks,
Thanks for
Diane.
coming.
Thanks, Tim. I have to shoot off. Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Well
Well
done.
done.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Bye.
That was really good. Thanks, guys. Super helpful.
Oh, perfect. Thank you for jumping in.